Hazard Zone for Battlefield 2042 was announced today, and it was simultaneously exactly what I expected it to be and incredibly disappointing. Because on the one hand, it was Hunt Showdown, exactly what I thought, and then on the other, it's not going to be free to play. It's going to be part of the main game at full price, and I think that's a major mistake. At the end of the day, Warzone has been leading the FPS space for a long time, and I just wanted it to have competition. But to have competition, it's gonna need to be free to play. That's what made Warzone such a spectacular success. It was a BR, which people love, and it was free. Now, I don't think you need the BR part of it. I think you just need the free to play. And that's what Hazard Zone could have been if they expanded the mode out, made it a game in its own right, and then made it free. Warzone could have had a competitor, but instead, we're left with Hunt Showdown with a Battlefield skin. So if you've played Hunt Showdown, you know what to expect, but for anyone who doesn't, this is what we're getting. Hazard Zone will take place on the same multiplayer maps, and data satellites will land all over the map in various different densities. Now, obviously, there's 8 teams on PC and next gen, and 6 teams on the last gen, and these teams will go over the areas and either go towards the high density data areas or the lower density if they want to have a little safer time. Now, there are AI also going around these to defend all of these objectives, as you'd expect, but the main danger will be from the players. The players can call in various different vehicles and redeploys at various uplinks that are across the map. The main danger, though, the one you're actually racing to avoid, is the storm. There's 2 extractions, and while the storm will build up speed up to the first extraction, the second extraction is where it really kicks off, and if you don't extract at that point, the storm gets too bad you can't airlift out, and everybody dies. So, while there's 8 teams will actually go into the map, only 2 will escape. It's got their little BR element, but again, Hunt Showdown. And unlike the multiplayer, where you spawn with your own loadout already and all your guns already equipped, in this you actually have to purchase them at the start of a round with dark market credits. You'll gain this currency by extracting successfully with the various different satellites that you can gather across the map. So obviously going into these denser areas and gathering as much as you possibly can and extracting and beating all the rest of the team is very valuable, and it'll help all of your later runs. And it can also enable you to take everything from smoke grenades to medical ammo crates, the explosive recoilless M5, which is capable of fighting vehicles, and everything else. The issue I have with this is that a meta is inevitably going to form very quickly, and given what we've seen on maps like Orbital, we know what that meta will be. It's going to be a load of people with sniper rifles who are going to sit in bushes and just shoot anyone they see. It's not going to be very complicated, and to be honest, doesn't sound very deep. What I was hoping for with the whole free-to-play thing is this was going to be their main mode. Yeah, you had the multiplayer, but this was going to get people into the multiplayer. This was supposed to draw players in, and so they were going to spin it off into its own game. But as a side mode, I just don't see the attraction. I think most Battlefield players will actually be more attracted to the multiplayer and Portal, rather than this mode, which really feels like it's trying to cater to a different audience, but that's an audience that won't even see it because they won't buy the game because they're not interested in the actual main part of it. It's got a bit of an identity crisis going on here. And it tries to make it deep, it tries to add complexity, like that you can buy things like tactical upgrades, which have everything from an extra flowable to insider information where you see the landing positions of capsules for the next 30 seconds, reimburse 25% of loadouts, get more credits on there, or you can swap weapons faster. Yeah, they've added perks and stuff, but does it really add to the complexity of the game loop? And quite honestly, no. What's going to happen is you're going to load in with guns that you buy, which is essentially people that are already successful will buy the best guns and then shred everyone else on the map. We've been here before. And yeah, I'm sure when you kill people, you'll be able to loot their gear and take it out. That would make sense. But how often are you going to do that? Games like Escape From Tarkov, their endgame is through quests and leveling, and even then it very quickly runs out and they actually have to wipe the servers just to get people interested in the game again, because the moment people do the quests, they begin to get a little bit bored. So this mode doesn't have quests. All it's essentially got is to actually ever gather more credits, and presumably more gear if you can even store the gear in the first place. There is some things to aim for, such as the more successful you are. Every time you get a successful run, you get an extra bonus to more credits. But that's all it is, you just gain more credits and more credits and more credits so you can go in more stacked and wipe more people. And I'm just not sure if that's enough as a free-to-play mode, if they'd expanded on it and made it more deeper, more complicated. a full game in its own right, then I think it could have gathered its own player base, and that player base would have been interested in Battlefield, and then may have moved on to the actual main game. Warzone does it very well in the fact that people get interested in Warzone, and even if they're not interested in the multiplayer, they'll probably buy it to help level up the guns, something which is far easier to do in multiplayer than it ever has been in Warzone itself. That is their purchase, that's the upsell, and Battlefield could have had something like that. And instead, what we have is a mode that feels a bit out of place with the rest of the Battlefield experience. Portal is extremely complimentary, and this, it seems like an extra added-on idea that they kind of wanted to make free-to-play, but kind of stopped halfway through and never really finished. I don't know, maybe when we get in, it'll be an amazing mode, maybe it'll be the height of the game, and that's what everyone will be playing, but quite frankly, just from what we've seen today, I just don't see it. And I've also got this little beauty for you, because if you look at this, that is a riot shield from Warzone, except it's Battlefield's version of it. Yes, the bulletproof shield, which everybody despises in every FPS, and absolutely should never exist in any FPS. Why are you putting it in, you insane lunatics? But here we go, this is what we've got in Battlefield, this is what Battlefield is. Well, congratulations, I don't know what you've done, I don't know what your plan is, and I don't know why you've marketed it like this, but hey, this was your choice, this is your bed, and you're gonna have to lie in it. And so I'll guess we'll see who's right in a few months. But for now, that's it from me, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.